In the end, we will remember not the words of our enemies, but the silence of our friends. This famous quote by Martin Luther King rings true to this day, especially for Tibetans. My name is Pema and I'm a Tibetan. Growing up in the UK, people were always asking me, where is Tibet? We don't see it on the maps. Yeah, I'd say because my country was stolen by China. Since 1949, when many countries around the world started gaining their independence, Tibet was illegally invaded and occupied by China. And there's not a single day when I wonder when we will get our country back. You see, what's unique about Tibet is our spiritual leader, the Dalai Lama, who heads a major religion, Tibetan Buddhism. He is also a widely respected leader for his teachings on compassion, peace, and humanity. And Tibetans? We're fighting the Chinese government non-violently, using the lessons of Gandhi, Martin Luther King, and other heroes of successful non-violent revolutions. And everywhere I go around the world, I meet people, including politicians, who recognize the Tibetan flag and tell me, yes, Tibet should be free, our monasteries should be protected, our ancient culture preserved. They tell me, we are with you. So with all this international support, it's only a matter of time before the world's influential leaders step it up and use the diplomatic tools available to them to hold China accountable, right? Now, I thought this time might have been in 1959 when the Dalai Lama was forced to flee Tibet and hundreds of thousands of Tibetans were killed by the Chinese soldiers. But it wasn't. How about to stop China's aggressive cultural genocide in Tibet? No, that's still going on. How about when China announced its plans to remove 2.2 million Tibetan nomads off the Tibetan grasslands into reservation camps? You know, similar to what they did to the Native Americans and the Aborigines. No, not even then. Now, over 125 Tibetans have lit their own bodies on fire in protest against China's repression and as a call to the world for help. Now has to be the time. Governments may be speaking up, saying China's crackdown is wrong and should stop. And they should keep doing this. But here's the thing. They're doing this in isolation of each other, and China's not having any of it. Because China isn't a democracy, there is no rule of law, no freedom of speech, no free press. The Chinese government is a bully. They bully their own people, and they definitely bully Tibetans. And now they're bullying our governments into silence. And our leaders are allowing themselves to be bullied. Why? For fear of what? For fear that China will stop doing business with us? Not likely. The proof is in the statistics. All major countries, even those whose governments have met with the Dalai Lama and spoken up for Tibet, are enjoying stronger trade relationships with China today. China's like the big bad wolf in the Three Little Pigs story, who huffs and puffs and threatens to blow the house down. But yet they're empty threats. China doesn't really want to punish our leaders because they need our business. They want international legitimacy. So what's the solution? Well, for starters, it's high time like-minded governments to jointly call on China's bluff, and it's time to unite against the bully. Countries must act together instead of individually. In accordance with our shared values and democratic principles, we can change the way we're engaging on Tibet and be successful. It's not just the right thing to do, it's the smart thing to do. By getting together and developing a common approach with shared strategies, our governments can gain leverage over China that doesn't currently exist. The combined voices of many of the world's most prominent leaders has a much greater likelihood of securing concessions from China. Beijing will finally feel the pressure to work towards resolving the crisis in Tibet. And the multilateral nature of this approach provides our governments with greater protection from China's punitive reaction. For Tibetans, the situation has never been more critical. For the world, the solution has never been more practical. It's time to unite for Tibet. My name is Pema, and I know we can put Tibet back on the map. Together, we can unite world leaders for Tibet. The time is now.